Back here in the Viola Arena, I'm delighted to be joined by a returning Sam Duggan. Sam, let's be honest, was it ever Mosey returning that clinched the deal for you?
He'd like to think that, for sure. But, no, I think it's definitely one reason. I think the guys we have in the locker room every year is a big reason why I think I was a certain yes for me to come back. And Mosey's a great guy. I'm going to have to put up with him for another year, it looks like. So.
Well, everyone's looking forward to the first Deucey clap. That is that calendar mark for a lot of fans.
Yeah.
You're an established guy on this team now, and this will be the third season that you're coming into. What do you think you've improved on the most during your first 2 seasons of pro?
It's tough because I think the amount of work I've put in over the last summer and both seasons, I think all the fundamental skills, shooting, passing, stick handling, is I feel like I've improved on. Those are the main skills of each player, and I feel like I've had great opportunities to work on them with Lordo and with the boys I've got around me. But then I think just through game experience, you learn game management and when to make certain plays in certain areas, and I'd say that's one thing that I've really really improved on, and something that I'm looking to keep developing.
Coming up for this year, do you have a personal goal that you've set yourself in terms of your development that you want to work on? Is there a specific aspect that you want to improve on?
I think there's not one particular area. I think I just need to keep working hard every day and make sure I come to the rink with that mindset that there's always something you can be working on. I'm not satisfied with anything yet, and I just to keep my head down and keep the work rate up, and I'm sure I'll develop how I want to.
You mentioned Andrew Lord there in one of your answers. Of course, he's moving on now. What did you learn from Andrew Lord? What was his influence on your career and your game?
Oh, where do I start with Lordo? Yeah. All credit to Lordo, really. I couldn't have asked for anything more from a coach in my first two years of professional hockey. We were on the ice every day last summer. He was there every morning. We would talk hockey. We would text hockey. we everything. And it's I love the development side, the training side, the whole process of getting better and getting on the ice every day with the boys. And he was just there to be a guy that gives advice. He'd been through it as a player, and I couldn't have asked for anything more from a guy. The stuff he taught me, small things with skills on the ice, your shot, how you see the ice, and it's nothing but good things to say about Lordo and how he's worked with me and all the boys over my last 2 years here in Cardiff.
Is it a big plus for you to have so many successful British players in the same locker room, to be able to pick the brain of a Mark Richardson and Matthew Myers, which just had a little chat with the new senior member of the team, Josh Patch, as well? To have that core mentality, how important has that been for you?
It's been huge. It really has been. To have guys like you said, Richie. We've had Mizey, Batchy, Bouncy. Pretty much every guy in that locker room as a young guy I can look up to and ask and sort of just be a bit of a sponge around them, to be honest. It's been great to see how they approach the game. They've had great careers, and that solid British core that we've got on and off the ice. I've made some really good friendships, and like last season I was playing with Mizey and Batchy all year, and I felt like we had a good season, being sort of the role that we had, and couldn't ask for better guys, and they're great hockey players too. So I'm very lucky.
You've had a taste of it before, but how much has it stoked your GB aspirations as well? Yeah,
absolutely. I think it's always been a goal of mine to be in that GB squad. but seeing those guys that have been through it and have played in that setup for years and years is definitely a big thing for me. So yeah.
What are you most excited about with this new era that's coming in now? Lauder is moving on. There will be a new coach in charge of things moving forward. What is it that excites you about what this new challenge will pose? I
think it's just a great opportunity for everyone to thrive off the excitement of new beginnings, really. Of course, we're going to miss Lordo. He's brought unbelievable things to the club and to the organisation. We're all going to miss him, but at the same time, we have to be excited with what's in the future too. I know I am really excited. I love the city here. I love the boys in the locker room. We've been able to keep that core group together, which is really really important. So nothing but excitement for what's to come. And yeah, I'm ready to go.
You're obviously a very studious guy. You've mentioned all the way through this interview about learning and picking things up. I understand you're also studying as well, alongside the hockey as well. How's that as an experience? That can't be easy, kind of splitting between the two, but I know a lot of the guys do it year in, year out. How's that for you, and what have you learned from the university experience that maybe you could attribute to the ice hockey side of your life? I
think it's just the discipline, really, that you have to have away from the rink to make sure that when you do go home, you're not just sitting watching TV or hanging out with the boys. Sometimes you have to get down and study, and that's just the discipline you need to juggle those two things in your life. I think it can be looked at the same, in hockey. There's lots of different parts of the game that goes on, whether that's throughout a 60-minute game or just a day-to-day training, day-to-day training sessions. So there's always things you have to juggle. So I think the discipline of having different things on the go at the same time and making sure you're on top of everything. I've loved it. They've Cardiff Met. I'm studying sports performance analysis, so it's something that can help me with my hockey as well. So I'm studying something that I enjoy. They've been great with being flexible with my hours in terms of travel and games and training. So and yeah, no, I've really enjoyed it and excited to carry that on.
During your first season, you picked up a playoff trophy. I've seldom seen many people as happy as I saw you that day to win that game. Cruelly, the season was cut short this past season, so that you and the guys couldn't finish what looked to be closing in on another league title. I've talked to a few of the other guys about this. Just what is that doing to your determination to get into this season? And I guess the league is the priority, but I guess you guys want to sweep the board to maybe prove a point.
Well, yeah, I think every year you go into the season and you want to win everything, especially with the history we've had here in the last 5 or 6 years. I was able to get a taste of that in my first year. I think, to be honest, most of that locker room is still bitter about how we lost the league to Belfast in my first year. I know I am. I won't forget that. So, which almost adds to the disappointment from this year being cut short due to COVID, the season just gone, because we really wanted to prove that we could bounce back from that sort of defeat the year before and win the league. Obviously, it didn't happen how we wanted to in the cup. I think we had a great cup run. Came up against a really good team in Sheffield in the final. When it's a one-off game like that, anything can happen. They got the better of us that night, and but in terms of the league, we were in a really good position and we were ready. We were geared up to go those last 7, 8 games, however many it was. So for it to get cut short was tough, but in the bigger picture, it was the right thing to do with the current situation in the world right now. And yeah, it'll only just fuel the fire for next year. So we'll have to wait and see.
Is that the message to the Devils fans for this year? Just watch this space. There's a fire burning. You guys want to get it done.
I would say that's a really good way to put it. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Well, Sam, we're delighted to have you back here in Cardiff, and yeah, hopefully we can get started here as quickly as possible. I think December's the date in at the moment, so let's hope we can get you guys back on the ice and get a charge going for that league title.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Cheers.